The rifle's crack shattered the dawn, and the world I'd rebuilt for my son collapsed with it. Mist clung to the grass as blood sprayed across the lawn, my therapy horse, Storm, crumpling before my autistic son's eyes. Ethan, only 8, had learned to smile again because of that majestic creature. My coffee sat untouched when his scream tore through me, a sound that felt like my heart being ripped apart. I bolted outside to find him crumpled beside Storm's lifeless body, sobbing and trembling. A woman in a sharp gray suit stood over them, pointing at the horse's corpse. "I'm the HOA president," she declared. "I ordered the removal of this unauthorized animal." She didn't know it, but that moment ignited a fire in me. I'd uncover every piece of this puzzle, every name behind it, and make them pay in ways this neighborhood wasn't ready for. Comment below where you're watching from. This story's about to unravel beyond your wildest imagination. 3 months earlier, life was different. I'm Daniel Carter, but everyone calls me Dan. At 43, I'm a freelance coder piecing my life back together after losing my wife, Emily, to leukemia 2 years ago. The real pain wasn't my grief, it was watching Ethan retreat into silence. Before Emily's death, Ethan was making strides with his autism, more words, eye contact, even rare playdates. But her loss stole him, too. He stopped speaking, communicating only through gestures and drawings that held more anguish than any child should bear. Then I found Equine Haven, a veterans charity with a retired military horse named Storm. His calm eyes had soothed countless soldiers, and when I shared Ethan's story, they let us foster him. The change was miraculous. Within weeks, Ethan smiled for the first time since Emily's funeral, brushing Storm's mane and sitting quietly beside him. It wasn't speech, but it was connection, and it was everything. I'd done everything right. Our backyard lot was zoned for agricultural use, with permits secured and a costly fence installed. Storm had a shelter, regular vet visits, and ample space. Neighbors loved seeing Ethan's progress. Mrs. Larson next door often remarked on hearing his laughter again. Even our mailman, Tom, brought apples for Storm. Then Cassandra Reed stormed into our lives like a hurricane in heels. She arrived one Tuesday, clutching a tablet and wearing a gray suit that screamed authority. As the new HOA president, she claimed residents had reported smells and noise. I invited her to inspect Storm's spotless area, but she wasn't there for facts. She prowled our property, snapping photos and scribbling notes, ignoring my permits and vet records. Her questions about Storm's whinnies, property values, insurance felt like a hunt for leverage. Most chilling was her glance at Ethan, stroking Storm's mane. For a fleeting moment, her face softened, almost pained, before her cold mask returned. She said the HOA would review our case and left. That night, alone in her sleek condo, Cassandra stared at a photo of her daughter, Lily, lost to a bitter custody fight 5 years prior. Seeing Ethan's joy with Storm had stirred something dark in her. Complaints poured in days later. Letters about zoning violations despite my permits, newly minted noise ordinances targeting large animals, health department inquiries about waste. Each bore Cassandra's signature, but their speed hinted at a calculated campaign. That morning, when the gunshot echoed and I held Ethan's shaking body, staring at Cassandra's smug face, something in me snapped. I'd been the patient widower, the reasonable neighbor. That Daniel Carter died with Storm. Ethan clutched a drawing, its details chillingly precise. The shooter, the truck's license plate, Cassandra's face. But one detail stood out, something in her hand that would change everything. I opened my laptop, fury guiding my fingers. Cassandra thought she'd won, but she'd declared war on a man with nothing left to lose. Ethan's drawing revealed the shooter wasn't police, but a civilian in a hunting jacket. Greg Harlan, Cassandra's loyal thug from HOA meetings. This wasn't animal control, it was murder. Instead of hacking Greg's life, I waited. He loved bragging at O'Malley's pub every Friday. 3 nights of nursing beers in dark corners paid off when Greg, drunk on whiskey, boasted about special jobs for Cassandra. He admitted poisoning the Larson family's dog, Spike, with antifreeze, laughing at their tears. He detailed setting the Rivera family's shed ablaze, staged as an electrical fault. My hidden recorder caught every word. Greg wasn't just a thug, was a cog in Cassandra's machine to purge undesirables from Pinecrest Grove. I contacted the affected families. The Larsons deserved to know about Spike, the rivalries, their shed. When SWAT raided Greg's home at dawn, they found illegal weapons and evidence of animal cruelty. But Greg's arrest made Cassandra cautious. She'd start tying loose ends, and I had to move smarter. 3 accidents, in 6 months: a dog's death, a shed fire. The Chun family's fatal crash were no coincidence. The Chin's brakes failed on a new car at a deadly intersection, hours after HOA treasurer Natalie Brooks was seen nearby. I formed a safety committee to investigate, posing as a concerned resident. Neighbors shared suspicions, tying Natalie to multiple incidents. Near the Larsons the day Spike died, on the Rivera's camera before the fire, and at the Chin's crash site. Natalie was unraveling shaky hands, sleepless eyes. I approached her gently, building trust over coffee. At a staged Starbucks meeting, she broke, admitting Cassandra blackmailed her over stolen HOA funds from a gambling addiction. Natalie had spied on families, including the Chins, whose routine she tracked for a sabotage that killed them. She wanted to testify, but feared for her daughter. We planned to meet again, but Natalie was found dead in her garage, ruled a suicide. Missing keys and strange fingerprints told a different story. Cassandra was killing to cover her tracks, but her panic was making her sloppy. I vanished from her radar, installing tiny cameras in the HOA office. Footage revealed Ellen Hayes, the HOA secretary, shredding files in panic. She sent me coded warnings. Cassandra planned to rig playground equipment to kill Ethan. I sent Ethan to his aunt's in Seattle, then faked my death in a staged car crash, complete with forged reports and an obituary. Cassandra bought it, celebrating with champagne, unaware my cameras recorded her. She revealed her deal with Apex Realty to seize properties through terror. She laughed about Storm's death and mourned not killing Ethan. Most damning, she admitted recording her accomplices as blackmail. Ellen wasn't who I thought. She was FBI agent Ellen Parker, undercover to bust Apex's nationwide HOA scams. My probe had nearly blown her cover, but Natalie's death forced the FBI's hand. Cassandra planned a memorial for me, a trap to lure Ethan. But Ethan hadn't gone to Seattle, hidden in our attic, drawing everything. Police Chief Robert Kane searching our property, Cassandra measuring our yard, Kane tampering with playground gear. His art was evidence even the FBI couldn't ignore. The memorial was a circus of grief, with photos of me and Ethan, flowers spelling devoted father. Cassandra's eulogy painted me as a broken man, dead by suicide. But it was a stage for her trap, with Kane and security watching for Ethan. Ellen and I planned a live stream, promoted as a community event, reaching 50,000 viewers. As Cassandra peaked, Ethan stepped from behind the stage, handing her a drawing of her ordering Storm's death, phone screen and all. The room froze as her face twisted in terror. Ethan spoke, his first words in years. "You killed Storm. You tried to kill my daddy." Cassandra lunged for the drawing, screaming Ethan was a liar. Kane moved toward him, but FBI agents intervened. The stream caught Cassandra's unraveling. She grabbed Kane's gun, aiming at Ethan, ranting about her daughter, Lily, stolen by a cruel system. Ethan held up another drawing, Lily, from a photo, holding a letter to her mom. Cassandra faltered, giving Ellen the chance to tackle her. Kane fired into the ceiling, fleeing, but agents swarmed, arresting him in the lot. I emerged, alive, to gasps, explaining Cassandra's crimes: murdered pets, staged accidents, a realty scam. Ethan was the hero, his art the key. Cassandra's confession sealed her fate: 20 years for conspiracy, fraud, murder. King got 15, Greg 12. Ellen was promoted. Apex paid $30 million, which I used to buy Pinecrest Grove, turning it into Storm Haven Ranch for autistic kids. Ethan's art documents their healing. Lily visited, bonding with Ethan over shared loss. Cassandra, in prison, tutors inmates and sees Lily twice yearly, grappling with remorse. Ethan's drawing of Storm with angel wings, inscribed "Storm Forgives," sparked hope. Justice isn't just punishment, it's turning pain into healing. If you face corrupt power, your story matters. Share it, and let's prove good can win.